Thank you all for coming today to the AWS Public Sector Summit here in Canberra and for the last session. So late in 2016, VMware and AWS announced a partnership to bridge the gap between public and private cloud. Together, VMware Cloud and AWS delivers a seamless integration between public and private clouds. You'll be able to quickly and easily build your VMware environment on AWS. Resources will be operationally consistent with your existing VMware environment, and it'll run, existing VMware environment. You'll be able to use the same VMware tools and technology that you use on your existing on-premise environment on AWS. So what does it look like underneath the covers? So the vSphere environment is built on Amazon EC2 bare metal instances. It's not nested virtualization, and it doesn't incur the performance impacts that you would typically see from nested virtualization. Each of the hosts are the equivalent of an i3 16 extra large instant type. You're going to have 36 physical CPUs that you'll be able to use, which are made up of the Intel Broadcom chipset. Each of the hosts has half a terabyte of RAM. The size of the cluster will be able to go from 3 hosts up to 32 hosts, and you'll be able to run up to 10 clusters within your SDDC environment. You'll also have the ability to scale up and down dynamically. Within each of the hosts is a NVMe all-flash storage. Through the use of vSAN, we'll have shared storage across the cluster. And you'll be able to use your existing vSphere features that you use with your on-premises environment, including vSphere HA, vMotion, and distributed resource scheduling. The networking is virtualized networking using VMware NSX technology. And each of the hosts are connected via a 25 gigabit connection within the cluster. So working with VMware, we've identified 3 target use cases. The first one is around cloud migration. You may have the need to be able to move a new application workload that has some requirements around things like data warehousing up to VMware Cloud on AWS. You may also have the need to get out of a data center quickly, and through the use of VMware on AWS, there's no longer a need to convert your virtual machines. You'll be able to vMotion them either live or cold. And then finally, you can look at being able to have a look at an infrastructure. You may have the requirement around an infrastructure refresh. And you can use that opportunity to move up to VMware Cloud on AWS. The second use case is around data center extension. You may have found that you've got a need to move to more of a regional or global expansion. Without the need to have to procure a hardware or a data center, you can build a new cluster up in one of our other regions. You may also have the need for on-demand capacity. You've got an event that may only occur once a year. You'll be able to build up your cluster for that event and then remove those hosts as needed. The other use case might be a test and dev. You've got a new project that has started, and you want to be able to provide your developers with capacity quickly and easily. You can stand up a new cluster and let them start developing quickly. The third main use case we see around is disaster recovery. You want to modernize or protect additional workloads. You may want to modernize your disaster recovery environment. And you can quickly and easily build a new disaster recovery through the VMware Cloud on AWS. So recently, as of last month, a new region got announced with support. So Sydney now has the capability to run VMware Cloud on SDDC, which is fantastic for a lot of our government customers here in Australia. On top of that, VMworld last week announced some fantastic new features that will be coming to the platform. The first one is being able to extend your existing vSAN volume through the use of R5 instances and Elastic Block Store, or EBS. You'll also be able to start your cluster with 3 hosts instead of the typical 4, and VMware are offering this at a 2-host price. You'll also have full connectivity now available over your Direct Connect, so the need to use a VPN in conjunction with the Direct Connect is no longer there. You can just use the Direct Connect that you currently have. And finally, AWS KMS support. So you'll be able to encrypt your vSAN volumes. So how do we actually get started? Well, the first thing you're going to have to do is start to set up your account. So the first account that will be set up for you is your VMware Cloud SDDC account. It's an account that's going to be managed for you by VMware, and it's a single tenant. So all your resources and your workloads from running on your VMware Cloud on AWS are going to sit in this account. Though it is a one-to-one account for you that VMware are going to manage, it doesn't have other customers within that account. The second is your own account that you've currently got, and that'll provide you connectivity between the VMware Cloud on AWS and your workloads running on there and your AWS services. So getting started, what you'll do is open up a browser and log into vmc.vmware.com. From there, you'll log in with your My VMware account, and you'll be able to select where your cluster is going to be located and the size of your cluster. From there, you'll get a generated CloudFormation template. That template will be run in your account, and it will provide some cross-account role access between your VMware Cloud on AWS SDDC account and your account. So a couple of questions I've had from customers is, why is this required? Well, when you create your logical networks within your VMware SDDC account, to make it easy for you, it's automatically updated the route tables within your AWS account when you provision that logical account. So in terms of what it looks like from a network connectivity point of view, so when you start your account, you get it created, it's automatically going to drop what we call Elastic Network Interfaces, or ENIs, into your VPC. You'll be able to select which subnet that goes in. From there, you can see on the right-hand side, you've got your AWS account and you've got the ENIs. It'll also update the route tables, so it provides connectivity from your logical network on the left-hand side, through the compute gateway on host 1 in this example, through the ENI, into your AWS account, the AWS services. So in the event that something planned or unplanned might occur with one of the hosts in your environment, the CGW will be automatically instantiated on another host. From there, the route tables will be updated, and connectivity will continue between your account and the VMware Cloud on SDDC account. So I'm now going to hand to Frank Fan, one of our AWS Partner Solution Architects.
Thank you, Stephen. We have observed some common challenges in organizations. Imagine you happen to work in one of these organizations. Organization is growing very fast, and you have done your best. You customize the platform, you do lots of automation, and you manage a very lean team. The challenge is the team have lots of skills, very deep skills on vSphere technology, but have little exposure to AWS Cloud. Another challenge is the platform is at capacity. One day, your boss walked to you very excited. We have a very critical workload. I need that very quickly. Sure. When? 2 weeks. Imagine you are in that situation, what would you do? You know how long it takes to provision new hardware and put that in the production environment. Is it possible 2 weeks? Luckily, you attended one of those sessions today. You learn all the benefits of VMware Cloud on AWS. Imagine you can continue using your same process, same tools, same skills. Nothing changed. On the other hand, you can provision new capacity on demand, and you can reach out over 130 AWS services to bring your operation and efficiency to next level. You managed to provision workload on VMware Cloud on AWS in 2 weeks' time. Congratulations, mission accomplished. However, this is not the end of the story. You have become so popular in your organization, now more people come to you. First question, I want to migrate more workload to your platform. Can you ensure you have zero downtime? Secondly, how do you scale out? Because the organization is growing so quickly. Thirdly, do you have a DR or backup in place? Last but not least, how about security? Now, let me walk you through one by one and walk you through how we implement a solution to address these opportunities. Talk about migration. There are many different ways. You can do code migration. You have 2 environments connected, shut down, migrate over, if your organization can accept that RTO and RPO. But you want zero downtime. You can do vMotion. Just set up the network, meet their prerequisites, migrate over. How about you have large-scale workload, 1,000 VMs, you want to migrate over in weeks? We have solution here. VMware NSX Hybrid Connect, you can schedule a large-scale migration and schedule anytime you want to cut over, and with zero downtime. Talking about scalability, when you scale your platform, for example, multi-tier applications, the question people need to think about is where you're going to store your big data set. Do you want to have monster VM to provision the NFS more volume for you? Yes, that's one option. Alternatively, you can leverage Amazon managed database storage services like Amazon Simple Storage Service, S3, or Amazon Elastic File Service, EFS. You can continue using that public endpoint, go over internet and reach that S3. But remember, we already done lots of work with VMware and also AWS create that high bandwidth, low latency link. And then your traffic from VMware Cloud on AWS will reach the VPC endpoint. What does that mean? That means the traffic never leave Amazon network. It's provided better security and performance. For multi-tier applications, database is also a challenge. You can leverage managed relational database services by AWS. You just focus on your core business. Again, leverage this high bandwidth and low latency link to provide that low latency for your applications. And if you talk about scalability, another thing we want to address is about your front end. In terms of front end, people can continue using your VMs as front end. But in this case, we'll use application load balancer, which means the traffic request from end user will send to your application load balancer first, and then it will be distributed to your backend VMs. So it not only provides a better workload load balancing capability, but also better security, because ALB will validate your protocols before it's sent to back VMs. Requirement 3, backup and DR. So there are many different approaches about backup DR. Firstly, you can go with backup and restore. It's lots of manual steps. So it's a very solid approach, but need human intervention. You can also do the pilot light or warm standby, which means you already have data synchronized beforehand, And in the event of disaster, you just need to spin up your compute and associate with that data already there to provide a better RTO and RPO. You can also leverage the next approach is active, always on. Two environment up all the time, no human intervention. Best RTO, RPO, however, it costs more. Let's address one by one. So backup and disaster recovery using this approach, firstly, you have your backup server up running on-prem, and then you back up your data to S3 bucket. How? You leverage Amazon storage gateway as a proxy. Basically, you just mount S3 bucket as NFS volume. Once your data there, in the event of disaster, you spin up another backup server on VMware Cloud on AWS, and then restore the data from S3. Last, you make change about the DNS record. As a result, the traffic will be sending to your new environment. We talk about two approach. How about you want to have more control? Is there a better way? Sure. So I just go back to this one. This one means we can have a stretch cluster. What that means is you have one vSphere cluster span across two or multiple availability zones. Availability zones means you consist of multiple data centers provide high availability. In the event of failure of AZA, the HA event will kick in. And your VM will be started on AZB. For end user, no human intervention, right? So it's pretty much you just have that VM up running. HA will take care of this. Apart from this approach, people probably already familiar with Site Recovery Manager, so which is already a very successful product in on-premise. So this product will give you a capability to pair up your two environment up. So you have VMware Cloud on AWS environment to protect workload on-prem or vice versa. Very easy to set up. Security. We can leverage lots of cloud-native services to provide better security enhancement. CloudFront, AWS Shield, Route 53. Beyond that, let's introduce compliance as code. This concept means you can leverage AWS System Manager to be a central place to manage the instance and have compliance dashboard. Let's take a step. What do we do? Start with multi-tier application, so very basic setup. And then you have multi-tier application up running. What you will do is use S3 to replace your storage. And then you can have that storage capability. And then use RDS, build database tier. And then load balancer, ELB or ALB, and also lots of cloud-native services. Beyond that, you have System Manager has your dashboard and a central place to manage your instance. Let's just walk to the demo. I will quickly show you. So basically, you have this environment up running. I already logged in. So first time, I want to show you is how to create the SDDC, Software-Defined Data Center, inside this environment. Click that, and you specify which region you want to connect to. For sure, we want to deploy into Cine. Start with single host for your test workload, and for production multi-host, 3 nodes as minimum. You only pay the price for 2 in a limited time. And you can also choose stretch cluster if you like. Let's give a name and click next. Here, we already done some work beforehand to connect these two environments with high bandwidth, low latency link. Now connect it. Now you just need to specify which VPC you want to connect to. And here, you configure subnet. And that SDDC will deploy into the same availability zone. And you specify IP range. So simple. Huh? I wouldn't go ahead. I just show you. Once you already created this cluster, you can do lots of action. For example, add new host or remove host. Task 2, I want to show you. Put ALB, load balancer, in front of your VMs. I already have VM up running. So very simple, static website, CentOS. Let's look at IP address. OK, 1.41. What I will do is go with load balancer here and attach this VM. So go to load balancer, and then you will say you need to go to the load balancer listeners and specify that backend. So your backend would be we call it target group. And this target group here, we specify target. That's IP address, right? Now, you go back to load balancer. We did that. And copy the DNS name. And click new tab. Here we go. Can you notice any problem here? Node secure, HTTP. Can we do a better job? Sure. Let's leverage CloudFront. We are going to attach SSL certificate to CloudFront, and also put CloudFront in front of this ALB. As you can see, I already created one. I use the ALB as origin for this CloudFront distribution, and I use router 53 to give a record name to this CloudFront. Here, you just make copy of this domain name. I create a new tab, and I just do this, and I will do HTTPS. Here we go. So it's encrypted. SSL, HTTPS supported. Last thing I want to show you is we mentioned you want to capture some configuration drift. For example, someone delete a package or make change of your configuration. How would you know? Let's just go to this VM, the same VM. What I will do is I will firstly look at I have package. So basically, what we should do is here we can remove package. So basically, I can do the sudo yum install audit -y. So then already installed, and then it's already there. What I want to do is remove it. See, if I do another list, it's gone, right? So what I want to show you is we have a service called AWS System Manager. Let's just do a scan because we just make change. This scan means I have a state manager. I specify a policy already. This document, this software should be installed on this particular VM. And then I do a scan. So I just do that and apply, and it will scan. Let it run in the background. All right, let me explain how it works. So this is a SSM, right? So step 1, you group your resources. You specify which resource you want to manage. And also here, you use second step is you specify your document, specify your policy, and use a dashboard to see what's happening. If there's anything need your attention, you should take action as step 3. Let's go back, because we did that, and let's go back to my compliance. Hey, we got a red. We need to fix that, right? So because we captured that change. Do you want to go back to that SSH console? Maybe not, right? So you want to have a central place to manage. What we'll do, we create another document to specify what you want to remediate. Actually, you can automate this procedure, but I just want to show you I do it a manual way. What I will do, I will run the command. And then click run. I will do the document equal AWS run. So here, I just specify which command I want to run. Sorry, probably I should make it bigger. Yeah, just install that package. And then I specify which instance I want to run this document against. So this instance actually is a VM, that VM we are working on. It's already associated with a system manager. I just click and run it. And when it's complete, let's switch back. Here we go. So you don't need to even open SSH port. And remotely, you can use this tool to fix the problem. That's a demo. Let's switch back to our slides. So we just walk you through the 4 steps. You start a journey by seamlessly migrate some workload. You can leverage different approach, code, live, or bulk migration. Secondly, you can scale out your environment using cloud-native services, like application load balancer, relational database service, and also managed storage services. So ensure the performance. Thirdly, you can also leverage VMware product or AWS cloud-native services to put, based on your RTO and RPO, you can use different approach, have your backup and DR strategy in place. Last but not least, security is always job 0. And we can leverage lots of cloud-native services here and enhance your security and also make your life a lot easier. So that's some. If you have more questions, we'll be around, Steven and myself. And here is some URLs you can have a look if you want to find more information. Thank you very much.